excited every week. I don't know, it's just my thing. Hey guys, for everybody that's coming in, that's tuning in, thank you so much for being here for our new season of Indie Talks. We are super excited. Every Thursday, we get to pull in and talk to, some amazing artists, some amazing just go-getters when it comes to this music and media industry. So tonight, of course, we have no other than Mr. Tyree Twill. What's going on?
Was good, was good. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, guys, as you know, I'm one of your hosts, Aisha Lewis Redway, and of course, my beautiful co-host.
Yummy.
Yes. And so we're gonna jump right on into this because we have
Yeah,
questions, of course.
a lot. Questions that need answers.
Well, first of all, once again, just thank you for being here with us, having this conversation. I want to get into the part of you just kind of um, growing up and just being musically inclined and really just having that as your root and it's your passion for music. So kind of talk about how you was able to take that passion and you actually growing up in music and being able to define yourself as an artist.
Yeah, well, growing up, my mother could sing, my older sister could sing. So I would say we have a musical family. And I was more so into sports until about the age of 12, where I found out I could sing by accident, actually. I was singing accidentally for one of the music teachers. And when I saw the reaction of how they reacted after hearing my voice, like the teacher actually cried. I was like, oh wow, I was just playing around here, you know? And she
Mhm.
said, you have a gift, use that, and those words still sit in my mind. And I decided that, what, either way, I'm going to pursue this. I'm going to make it happen by fire, by force. And I just started learning, studying my favorite artists, and I wanted to incorporate their styles, but use my style and make it a different sound. And that's kind of how I found the music.
hmm Was
Yeah.
that like a difficult decision? Because you said you were playing sports prior. Was that a difficult decision that you found having to like choose music over sports, or because it
Yes,
was
it
like a
was.
easy transition? Okay.
It was because my dad had invested. I was a big soccer
Cool.
player. I could have gone into the soccer route and gone into
Yeah.
academy, pursued professional football, but my dad was pretty like, you're gonna leave this. We've been doing this for years, and I was like, you know what, I want to do this. So it was a tough decision, but I decided to follow my heart, and
hmm
yeah, that's what I decided to do.
Was your dad supportive? Like at the end of the decision?
Yeah. I think he always thought I would find my way back to soccer, but in the
Okay.
end, he was like, okay, I can see you love this. I can see
Yeah.
that
It
it's
was
real.
like
Go
there's
do
no
it. Go
change in
do
your
it.
mind, so he had
Just
to go with
that
it.
maybe the grandson will get into football, soccer. I'll give you that.
Somebody gonna play soccer.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I like the fact you were saying that you accidentally kind of like came upon the fact of understanding your music ability, regardless of what your family can do, but understanding your ability. And were you ever aware? Did you ever think at some time that you, prior to the accident, but prior to that, like, did you feel like you just knew that maybe music was for you, or you just felt something else was for you?
No, I was passionate about soccer. So, funny story, when I was 6, I actually tried singing for my sister and my mother, and they laughed, right? So I was like, I'm never singing again, right? So imagine a 6-year-old trying to impress the people he thinks can sing, and they just laughed. They're like, you can play soccer at least, right? And I was like, oh, wow. So that day when I was 12 was the first time I'd sang publicly ever before.
Mhm.
So I was shocked, and that was the first time I actually thought I could sing. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And talk about like the journey as far as like you taking it professionally. Like what are some things that you had to learn vocally and or maybe
Mhm.
like as far as like finding your certain sound?
Okay, so that's kind of a more difficult
hmm
question. It's not a difficult question, but it was kind of difficult finding that because I am South African. I grew up in South
Right.
Africa and I just came recently to the USA. So I grew up listening to
Mhm.
R&B, right? Big fan of R&B. You know, I tried copying whatever Usher, Chris Brown, Michael Jackson were doing on TV. That's when I started singing, dancing, and to find the sound I wanted to do. It was R&B is not that big in South Africa. It
Mhm.
doesn't have that
Mhm.
market in South Africa, right? It's more the South African genres that are popping off. Especially now, I'm a piano, so it was a difficult journey to try and figure out exactly how I wanted to incorporate my sound or what sound I wanted to do. So I decided one day, you know what, I'm gonna go to the USA and learn from there. You know, that's the perfect place to learn R&B and incorporate an African element to it.
Mhm.
So that's what I decided to do. I decided to leave and move to the USA and incorporate my sound into that. So that's what I've been doing in the moment, yeah.
Okay.
And my question is now, since you definitely talk about how the difference with America and then South African music when it comes to R&B, how did you feel kind of blurring those lines when it comes to the genre of the music and to be able to incorporate it? Because, you know, over the years, when we think about like Afro beats and we're thinking about a lot of other Caribbean artists that are
Yeah.
really making waves, and we know that now, you know, with African music is definitely becoming a part of the
Mhm.
culture. So how do you feel at the time now, just trying to really blur the lines and bring the genre, and give it and make it your own?
Yeah, yeah, I'm proud of Africa. I'm proud that it's becoming a big part of the culture now,
Mhm.
internationally. Afro beats shaped the way for South Africa as well, in terms of now the genre I'm a piano coming out of specifically South Africa. So uh, that was a big thing that I saw.
Mhm.
So growing up, I wanted to do R&B, straight R&B. That's what I was
Mhm.
focused on. But as I grew older, I realized that there's a lot of power in the South African music and
Oh yes.
African music in general, and how massively it's being embraced. So I found a way to incorporate R&B and Afro R&B, Afrobeat elements, and Amapiano elements into my style. That's the style I want to do. That's the style I'm proud to do. So I wouldn't say it's difficult. I've grown up listening to African music and I've grown up listening to R&B music. So I know what I want to do when I combine the two. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And you also describe your sound as African trap soul. So,
Yes.
so can you like elaborate on that a little bit?
I would say, yeah, since I grew up listening to both R&B,
Mhm.
trap soul, and Amapiano, African music, I would say the core is R&B.
Mhm.
Can range from trap soul to R&B soul, but the core is that. And what adds onto that are the specific
Yeah.
African elements on
Yeah. Yeah.
it. So the core is R&B, but on top of that, I'm adding African elements and African flows to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And before we get into the new music, really quickly in regards to what you have, because honey is good. Kind of talk about whether what creative blocks that you could have had, or while trying to go through this process and really trying to, you know, really develop your sound when it comes to mixing, you know, the African sound and R&B sounds and genres together,
Creative block.
if
I'd say
there's any.
there's always creative block. That's a very good question. There's
Mhm.
always creative block, especially with how I'm trying to go about things now.
Mhm.
I'm going into technically an uncharted territory because technically right now at the forefront there's only one person kind of doing that right now,
Mhm.
right? I'm a piano R&B
Yeah.
and doing well at that, which is Tyler, who's doing that. So it's kind of a new place to be in, right?
Mhm.
Blending all of these elements. So creative block comes in because you're trying to approach this with an R&B flow, but it's not necessarily an R&B beat. You're trying to sing to something differently, and that's where the block comes in terms of writing, the storytelling is always there, but
Mm.
the flow is what always gets me stuck sometimes. But how I get through that is just focusing, meditating, or even asking people, so that's what I do. Yeah.
What have you learned about yourself musically since? Because how long? Because I know you said you recently came to the States. What have you learned about yourself musically since coming to the States?
Musically, I've learned a lot about myself, that I can be diverse. I
Mhm.
can do so many things. Because I was exposed to so much when I came to the USA. This is one of the best places to be musically.
Where are you specifically in the U.S.?
I'm in
Sorry.
New York. I'm in
Okay.
New York.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is one of the best places to be. I'd like to go to more in be in LA more,
Mhm.
but New York is amazing. The connections I've made, learning from so many people, tapping into different genres.
Right.
I've been learning so much from different people that it's teaching me how to evolve and how to blend certain things more. So yeah, I've grown a lot from my time in the US.
Okay. And being that you're in New York, do you think like you've gotten thickened skin? Because New York is a tough city. We're not
Yeah,
for the weak.
it's a tough city. It's a tough city. Yeah, my skin is definitely hardened. You know, especially in the
Especially when you
music
start
industry as well.
performing live
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
yeah.
doing all that. Yeah,
You know,
it's
you have to.
you get you move a new what they say, you move a New York crowd, you good
Yeah.
anywhere.
Like you
Anywhere
better.
you
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
yeah. So I've definitely toughened up, and that's strengthened me
Mm.
as a person. And especially with a lot of being at the stage I'm at, is learning stage, absorbing stage.
Yeah.
I'm a student right now, student of the game. Networking, humbling myself. Trying to push myself and learn as much as
Mhm.
possible. So that comes with a lot of no's. It comes with a lot of yeses, but that comes with a lot of growth as well. So I've definitely hardened as a person, and yeah, I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
Okay. But just don't lose your South African self. You can lose
It's
yourself getting
definitely
caught
there.
up in New York, so
Right.
don't lose that.
Exactly. Now what I want to do is kind of get in I want to get into the music. Because I mean, we have your latest single, Body.
Yeah.
And I love this because exactly of everything that you talk about and how you're blending and bringing the R&B
Yeah.
sound and you're representing the African sound. Like it literally hits home
Yes.
with this. And I just love the fusion of it. And I kind of want you to just kind of go into just the songwriting process and just, what is the message that you want to definitely convey? Because your pen game, you got something.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So initially, I had written parts of the song already,
Mhm.
but I didn't know that I was going to blend it into an Amapiano African style genre. So I did find the beat. I found it on one of my producer's pages, right? And I knew that, okay, this is fire. I could write something to it. But then again, I had such a block because I was approaching it too much as an R&B singer. You know, whereas the song was more leaning towards the African side. So I knew the story I wanted to put together, but I was stuck on the chorus. How do I write a story in the verses, but then make the chorus more minimalistic? So I hit up one of my friends, a couple of my friends, who are writers as well, and I got their opinions as well, and the idea came together. And I think the goal of this song, because of the style of the beat, was to create a more uh, vibey song.
Mhm.
So I wanted to create vibes, make people dance, listen to the song. And that's what the approach was. So that's what I went for, and yeah, it came together pretty well, and yeah, I'm happy about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you definitely hit the mark on it.
Yes.
And like what Aisha was explaining earlier, like you can definitely hear the Afro beats and the R&B. So it's like it's blended beautifully. Like love that song.
Thank you.
Um, Now, will you be releasing like a full length project? Can we expect more of something that's like similar with those sounds?
Yes, yes, yes. Definitely, I'm releasing a lot of music
Okay.
coming up, building up my catalog.
Okay.
So I
Anything
am releasing.
else for, are you releasing for quarter 4? Or we're gonna wait to the top of the year?
I'm releasing this month
Okay.
and next month.
Okay.
You know,
Can
so there's
we
a
get a
lot of
date?
music. A date?
Yeah.
I'll announce that next
Daniel always pulls
week.
to get the tea.
I'm just
Soon,
nosy.
soon.
Okay.
Before the end of the month. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, a bunch of music, similar style, and
Uh-huh.
one more leaning towards the R&B side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, but the rest is more African R&B, and there's one that's more straight up R&B.
Okay.
What I grew up making. So yes, that's what I'm leaning towards.
Okay.
Man, we are looking forward to it because this right here, and I know you had a few other singles
Yeah.
that you have released prior, and I mean this really set the tone. It really bar in regards to where you are as an artist and where we see you going as an artist. You have something, and we definitely enjoy it. We love what you're doing so far, and like, please keep on
Yes,
going. Don't
please.
stop. Don't let the state like change your sound. Please be keep your uniqueness, stay true to your sound because you are on definitely onto something. Keep going. The one thing I will also wanted to kind of get into is kind of talk about, because I know that it's a whole transition, especially when you're transitioning from one place to another place, and then you're in this big melting pot of artists, producers in this industry,
Hmm.
right? Kind of talk about the emotions as you continue doing your music and creating, from versus from when you started. Like, what do you see and feel the difference at this point in time, or do you still feel like you still have some time to go to really kind of dig in a little bit more?
I think there's a lot of emotions that I've experienced, a lot of changes since I've gotten here. Uh, it's definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone
Hmm.
because meeting all of these different writers, these producers, I'm inspired daily, Uh, listening to their music, I'm like, okay, I'm not where I want to be. Okay, I should try this. I can try that. I can try this different writing style, you know, which is why I enjoy learning. I enjoy speaking to so many people, getting different perspectives because I am absorbing, like I said at the beginning, I'm a student of the game. And in order to reach my full potential, I need to see what and learn from what other people who are above me, even next to me, are doing so that I
Hmm.
can improve myself. So a big change has come specifically to me, and you will start to see that lyrically and musically with the music coming up, especially the next single coming up. You'll hear that lyrically. There's a big change, deeper pen game, different runs. I'm experimenting a lot, and I'm happy with the sound that I'm approaching and working on. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
Are we gonna get
you
the
got
phys-
you're more vulnerable in the
Yes.
upcoming music. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
is there a plan for a visual for body
The visual
for any?
for body.
Yes.
Uh,
Or any of your singles
at
that
the
you may have coming up?
moment for body, not
Okay.
now, right? But there is a plan for visuals for the upcoming singles because I feel like body was made in transition from my South African
Got
journey,
it.
Hmm.
transitioning into the US.
Oh.
So now that I am the artist I am right now and who I want to be,
Hmm.
now this new body of work comes in with visuals.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely
Okay,
expect
I like
some
the
visuals.
Yeah.
strategy. You just giving us a little taste, little
Yeah. Yeah.
sample. Then you're kind
Yeah.
of whipping it on us. Okay, gotcha. We get it. So first of all, I want to say thank you. Once again, just for sitting down with us. You have amazing music. I think that this is one thing that I was just so intrigued in, especially with the songwriting, for myself, and in regards to you as an artist and you're developing and how you're starting out, and like I said, just where we see you continually going. Um, before you head out, I do want to kind of talk about just, you know, some of what encouragement. I ain't gonna say advice or anything, just say encouragement in regards for you, because we know that you're still learning and you're still processing. What encouragement do you have, especially being an artist that's transitioned from, one country to another? What encouragement do you have to other independent artists or emerging artists who may be in the same boat, or maybe took a step back from music and just was like, okay, how am I finding myself? How should I find myself? And what am I doing with this, in order to continue down this music path?
The advice I'd give, I'd say, be a student of the game.
Mm,
There's so much knowledge out there. There's so many ways you can develop simply by listening and learning from people around you. You never know what you can obtain from anyone around you. Never look down on anyone, because that person below you might give you something that can take you to the next level. So be open to learning from other people. And the biggest thing I'll say is believe in yourself no matter what. Whether there's one person who is supporting you, there's one person listening that you're making a difference for.
Mm-hmm.
So be content with that and be happy with where you are, knowing that there's always room for growth.
mm,
So believe in yourself and be a student of the game. This thing takes time, but
does.
it'll be worth it. In the time frame that you're putting in the work, you're growing, you're developing, and you won't be the same person you were at the beginning. So be a student of the game and believe in yourself. That's the advice I'd give.
What fuels your passion with music?
What fuels my passion with music?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's mainly how music makes me feel. I listen to music daily, 24/7. Music dictates how I feel, when I'm happy, when I'm
Mm.
sad. I know I can always count on music.
Mm,
So that growing up inspired me so much, because I had my favorite artists and it would inspire me so much. So my passion for music came from that, and I wanted to be able to, even if it's just one person that I can influence or
Yeah.
make a difference for, that brings me so much passion. It brings the passion, the fire inside of me, and that's what I want to do. Even if it's one person, I want to make that person, you know, feel the passion I felt when someone else did that for me. So that's what fuels me.
And last question before we head on out. Of course, I have to ask. So, with that being said, because you mentioned Chris Brown and Usher a few times, are there any artists that you see yourself working with besides Chris and Usher? They can be local here in New York or just around the world or major indie, doesn't matter. What artists do you feel that you would like to do a collaboration with, past or present?
By size, what size are you looking for? Like, what size? How big are they?
It could
Oh,
be
oh,
anybody.
I said they can be
Anybody. Yeah.
major
Anybody.
or independent,
Yeah.
emerging.
Okay, okay.
This is your
So
time to manifest
Yeah.
it.
my time to manifest it. Okay.
Yeah.
So besides Chris and Usher, I'm a big fan of hers. I'd love to do something with her. Uh, can be Summer Walker as well. Big fan of those R&B artists. Giveon. Yeah,
Okay, I can
that.
see
Yeah.
Gabrielle.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'd love to work with Tone Stith.
Oh,
So yeah,
love Tom
yeah,
Cliff. Yes.
yeah.
Mm.
Love him.
So those are the R&B sides that I'd love to
Yeah.
work with.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, this is your moment. You never know. You never know who pop in, pop out, show out. I don't know. So we just want to say thank you again. I mean, we wish you nothing but the
Yeah.
best. We want to see more, continually to see more from you.
Can't wait
You
for the new
definitely have
music.
something. And we're definitely looking forward to the new
What's the
music. Of course,
date again?
no date. You tried it. No date. He definitely said next month. Then he's gonna release the next month after that.
Yeah.
And we looking forward to it so we can put it on our new music list, okay? And put it on our playlist as well.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me once again. This was a
Of
great
Thank
interview.
course.
And
you.
yeah, I
We're
wish you
so
guys the
honored.
best. Yeah,
Well, thank you. All right, and have a good evening.
thank you so much. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Later. I was
Yeah.
like waiting for the camera to like come and zoom in.
Because you know how I
So
like to.
amazing. I love it. It's so
Yes.
humble and
I
and
love the
and just
song Body. It's so like I
it's
love it's just such a vibe.
yeah, it's
Like
really, really, really such
hmm
a vibe. I love it, and I think he definitely play on play words here. I was like embodied
yes.
the fact of what he was looking to do in regards to
Body,
that to
yes,
the
yeah,
song. So it's really
yeah,
good.
yes.
So we just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in with us tonight. It's definitely a pleasure. Please, please, please come back next Thursday. We are going to be on with the Mako girls. I mean, they is really hitting the scene. They're doing so much. And so, guys, we just definitely appreciate you so much. Don't forget as well, I did put up on in our stories, we have 20
Ooh,
tickets left
ooh,
in regards to our panel and mixer, industry mixer that's going to be taking place October 17th here in New York, Astoria, Queens, Urban Vegan, Lord, I
roots,
lost my
roots,
roots.
urban vegan roots.
Urban Vegan Roots, I
I'm
lost
here.
my train of
I
thought.
got you, girl. I'm here.
Thank
I
you.
got you. I got you.
And please, please come on. We got some amazing panelists that's going to
Yeah.
be dropping some gems. That's going to be talking about stuff. And then we got DJ, Miss DJ Sparks, that's going to be coming in, doing some songs, some hits, all the good stuff. And of course, we have an amazing emerging artist performance from no other than Sean Diesel. And this is his first time that he's going to be actually out performing, but he's an amazing artist, R&B artist,
I'm
songwriter,
so
singer.
excited.
So we're
And we're
super
2 weeks
excited.
away.
2 weeks away.
Oof.
2 weeks. And we only got 20 tickets left. So I give all glory and praises to God
Amen. Hallelujah.
who's always who leads us in what we
Yeesh.
do. So we just want to be a support
Yes.
to our artists. We just want to be a support
Yes.
to this community of music. That's all we looking to do. That's all we want. So guys, please make sure Eventbrite, the link is in our bio. Please make sure that you tap in. Like I said, we only got 20 tickets left as I looked as of this evening. So
Might
who
be
knows?
18 because I got a notification for 2.
Oh, okay.
So might be
So I
18.
don't know. So yes, somebody said add them. We can't add you right now, sweetie. I'm sorry,
I
but
can't
you can
see any comment. I can't see
just
anything.
write us and let's see, let's check out what you're doing. Okay, I do apologize because we do have to get off, but thank you so much everyone for everything, and continue to support us. Like I said, tune in right back with us next Thursday. We're gonna have the Mako girls coming through. All right, so guys, you already know, it's nothing what it says right here: real music, real
Music
style, real
for
people. And let
people.
me tell you, it don't get no realer than this. So thank you so much for joining in with us, and you have a good rest of the evening. Peace.